Hey. Welcome to another episode of Touchdown and Tackles. I'm your host, Chris. How you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty good. So today we're going to talk about my winners of the NFL draft. So my first winner is the New York Jets. I love what they did in the draft. Drafting Kenyon Sadiq at number 16, getting wide receiver Omar Cooper at number 30. I mean, it was just phenomenal to watch them get weapons and get somebody opposite of Garrett Wilson, get an explosive tight end to actually pair up with the tight end that I liked from last year's draft, Mason Taylor. And then you go get David Bailey at number 2. That was just good drafting. I think they're really building something. And let's see what they do. Because now going into the 2027 draft and that quarterback class that should be better than this one that's anticipated. Now you have a young quarterback that's going to like what the Jets have. My number 2 winner was Cleveland. I actually love what Cleveland did. Getting the 2 receivers with their, in the first round. You got Casey Concepcion, who's just a guy that operates in space. He could do it all. He's explosive. He's quick. He could play outside. He could play in the slot. Then getting the big X receiver and Denzel Boston, to me, who's the best X receiver in this whole entire draft. Now you got that big body on the outside that can win 50-50, can win contested catches. He can actually get down the field. He's very fluid in his hips when running routes. And he's going to be a great red zone threat for who I believe should be their quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. Then drafting the tackle out of Utah, Spencer Fano, to help that offensive line that they have basically rebuilt over the offseason, and hopefully it gels together. So I love that. Another draft winner of mine, the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, believe it or not, I love what they did in the draft. Pretty much went all defenses, which they needed, because they really didn't need much on offense. But come on, Caleb Downs, who's one of the best 3 players in this whole entire draft, getting him to be able to man that secondary, be the leader of that secondary. Think about everything that he brings to the table. He can play in the slot. He can play deep. He can play in the box. I think that's just that chess piece that Christian Parker is going to need on his defense in his secondary, seeing that, his background as a secondary coach. So he's going to love Caleb Downs. I love them getting Malachi Lawrence. He was a guy that, started rising up draft boards. I definitely had him going in the first round just to a different team. But I love that for Dallas because now they got that athletic, quick, twitchy guy that can bend off of the edge to go along with Rashawn Gary on the opposite side. They still got, their draft pick defensive end from last year, Rockadoo. I think they're set. And then drafting the 2 linebackers was awesome in the draft. Getting depth at corner. I love what the Cowboys did in order to build up that defense. And another team that I actually loved their draft was actually the Commanders. I love the pick of Sonny Styles. He's going to be their, I don't like making comparisons, but he's going to be that Fred Warner. He's going to be that chess piece in the middle of that defense, which they sorely needed. And then I think an underrated draft pick that nobody wants to pay attention to is them drafting Antonio Williams, a guy that can play in the slot. I believe he can play on the outside too. So he does bring some versatility because they needed help to that receiving core for Terry McLaurin and another weapon for, it's just, it's amazing. Now their franchise quarterback and the Commanders will definitely, Jaden Daniels will definitely, I think, bounce back this year. I think a sneaky pick for them was taking the running back Katron Allen out of Penn State to kind of give them that goal line power back to go along with their speedy back, agile back, and Bill McCurrett. So it's just, those are my top drafts that I thought were winners in this NFL draft. Pretty much just based on doing what they needed and then just filling out their roster. These were just teams that I thought just did so well. So like and subscribe down at the bottom, and I'll see you guys next time.